Good day, everyone. In this video, we'll present about freshwater activities in Penang Port, Malaysia. Penang Port is one of the major ports in Malaysia and plays an important role in maritime transportation and trade activities. Freshwater activities at Penang Port are regulated under the MSO 1952. This ordinance provides the legal framework for maritime operations, safety, environmental protection, and ship management within Malaysian waters. Under Section 5 of the MSO 1952, the Minister has the authority to declare ports and navigable waters as official ports. Section 8 explains the duties of the Director of Marine and Port Officers in supervising shipping activities and port management. In addition, Section 49 allows rules regarding ship construction and safety standards, while Sections 252 and 289 regulate dangerous goods for port and ship safety. Under Section 491B of the MSO 1952, the Minister is empowered to issue Malaysia Shipping Notices (MSN) to regulate maritime activities within Malaysian waters. One important notice is MSN 5/2014, read together with MSN 15/2009, which governs ship-to-ship activities, including freshwater transfer between ships. Generally, these MSNs do not require a Marine Risk Assessment (MRA). However, MSN 3/2024 introduces requirements for an MRA in certain situations. For freshwater transfer activities, an MRA is normally not required, but the Director of Marine has the authority to determine whether an MRA is necessary based on the nature and risks of the operation. Furthermore, MSNs issued under Section 491B should always be referred to and updated from time to time to ensure compliance with current maritime regulations. Any ship involved in activities such as dredging, marine construction, survey, cleaning, pilotage, or ship-to-ship transfer must notify the Director of Marine Malaysia in the prescribed format before carrying out the operation. This requirement ensures maritime safety and environmental protection. If ship owners or masters fail to notify the Director of Marine or fail to comply with imposed conditions, they may face penalties under Section 491B(4) of the MSO 1952. The penalties include a fine not exceeding Rm 100,000, imprisonment up to 2 years, or both. Penang Port, like other maritime zones, falls under the regulatory oversight of the Director of Marine. This authority manages the shipping activities and enforces the MSO's provisions. Additionally, specific port rules, such as the Penang Port Rules, as part of the broader merchant shipping framework, outline the obligations of ship operators, including freshwater vessels operating within Penang's jurisdiction. Under the Merchant Shipping Ordinance, MSO, all ships are required to meet strict safety, registration, and operational standards. The Federation Port Rules further ensure that vessels comply with proper navigation procedures when entering, operating within, and leaving the port, and all ship operations must obtain the necessary licenses and approvals to ensure safe and lawful activities. Freshwater activities in Penang Port focus on 3 main areas: safety, environmental protection, and regulatory compliance. All vessels involved must comply with health and safety requirements to ensure safe operations for cargo handling and passenger transportation. In addition, strict environmental measures are enforced to prevent marine pollution and maintain clean water conditions within the port area. Furthermore, both domestic and international vessels conducting freshwater activities are required to be properly registered and licensed in accordance with Penang Port regulations. The supply of freshwater at Penang Port is governed by the Penang Port Commission Act 1955. Under Section 31 of the Act, the Penang Water Authority is responsible for supplying water to the Penang Port Commission for domestic and industrial purposes, including office use, ship operations, cleaning, and cooling activities. If disagreements occur regarding water supply pricing or terms and conditions, either the Penang Water Authority or the Penang Port Commission may refer the matter to the Yang di-Pertua Negeri for resolution. The Act also includes enforcement provisions and penalties. Under Section 66, violation of port bylaws may result in a fine up to 1,000 and an additional Rm 250 per day if the offense continues. Section 82 imposes penalties for evading port dues or charges, while Section 89 covers liability for damage to port property, including water supply infrastructure. When a foreign ship arrives at Penang Port, the ship owner or master must appoint a local shipping agency. The shipping agency acts as the intermediary between the ship owner, Penang Port Commission, and Penang Port SDN BOXD. The shipping agency will coordinate freshwater supply for the vessel. Freshwater can either be supplied directly through Penang Port terminal facilities or through ship-to-ship transfer. If ship-to-ship transfer is involved, the operation must comply with MSN 5/2014 and Section 491B of the MSO 1952. The shipping agency must notify the Director of Marine Malaysia at least 24 hours before the operation. The Director of Marine may approve the activity and impose additional safety or environmental conditions if necessary. Several parties are involved in freshwater activities at Penang Port. These include the ship owner or captain, shipping agency, Penang Port Commission, Penang Port SCA, Malaysia Marine Department, and Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, also known as MMEA. If freshwater transfer is conducted through the terminal, the shipping agency must inform PPSB. However, if the transfer is conducted from ship to ship, the shipping agency must notify the Malaysia Marine Department using the MSN 5/2014 form under ship-to-ship activity. This coordination ensures all operations comply with Malaysian maritime law and safety standards. Compliance with maritime regulations is extremely important in Penang Port. Under Section 491(4) of the MSO 1952, failure to notify the Director of Marine before carrying out ship-to-ship activities may result in a fine not exceeding R100,000, imprisonment up to 2 years, or both. In addition, Section 81 of the MSO 1952 requires ships to keep updated maritime legislation, notices, and Malaysia shipping notices on board. Failure to comply may result in a fine not exceeding RM25,000 for each ship. These regulations are important to ensure safe operations, environmental protection, and proper maritime management within Malaysian waters. In conclusion, freshwater activities at Penang Port are carefully regulated under the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1952, Malaysia Shipping Notices, and the Penang Port Commission Act 1955. These laws ensure that freshwater transfer activities are conducted safely, legally, and efficiently. The cooperation between ship owners, shipping agencies, Penang Port authorities, and the Malaysia Marine Department is important to ensure compliance with maritime regulations and environmental protection standards. By following these procedures and regulations, Penang Port can continue operating efficiently as one of Malaysia's important maritime gateways.
Thank you for watching this video, and see you